Let me just get the stream up and running on the YouTube here. And then we will be good to go. Okay, you should be looking at my start screen now. Let's see if I queued up a job already or not. I can't remember. We did. So we're bringing a crane from Portland, Oregon to Coos Bay. It should be a pretty short trip. It is a large load with articulated trailer, heavy load, high value. So it should be a lucrative delivery, and because we're going over twisty roads with a big load, it should be kind of fun. I parked on the access road out of the place where I picked it up, so we'd be ready to go when the time came. Get the engine started, lights are on, put it in gear. Let's move on out. We're leaving the Oregon, I think it's the airport. I forget what they call it in game, but basically it's the International Airport in Portland, Oregon. Hi Andrea, thanks for watching. Nice sunny day. It's midday, we'll get there around dinner time. Hi Blair too. Got a railroad crossing here, so we'll stop for that. I am not going to roll the truck over again. Blair is not going to get his wish if I have my way. That was not profitable. There's a commuter rail loading up right there. We gotta wait for that to pass. Here it comes. Yet another example of some of the fun realism that they add to the game, which I think is pretty awesome. For a look-see at what we're hauling, it's that big crane. Now, I'm not supposed to block parking the tracks, so we're going to pull ahead a little bit extra here. Looks like we're clear traffic-wise, so we're going to make this right turn and head onto the highway. That was a legal turn on red, so... This one? Or the good one? Yeah, Jade, I did one a couple days ago. If you see, it started to Tucumcari, New Mexico, and I got on the highway, and about 5 minutes into the trip I rolled a truck over. Took a corner a little too fast. Well, more than a little too fast. We're just leaving Portland, Oregon. We're going to head down to Coos Bay, Oregon. So we're going to kind of go down the coast. I'll pop up the map here so you can see. We'll take Route 5, I-5 down to past Salem, and then US 20 over to Newport, and then the 101 down to Coos Bay. And I know I've mentioned this before, but it's interesting because in real life I've been the first several hundred miles on the east side of Route 20, which... it's relatively accurate. They've modeled the scenery as much real as possible. Obviously, some of the finer details may be a little off, and they do time compression, so some of the details are missed. But like stuff like what you're seeing right now, where we go through Portland, is pretty accurate from what I understand of Portland. It's very bridgey like this, and that's a digitized version of the Portland skyline from what I'm told. I've never been to Portland, so I can't attribute how accurate it is. This truck has a big sleeper in it, so you got plenty of room there. It's not actually Street View. They do digitize it. I mean, they may use that as the imagery to do their paints. But a lot of it is 3D modeled and digitized, from what I understand from forums and stuff. They also apparently work with some of the departments of tourism to get information on, you know, scenes and things to show and things like that. Oh yeah, you're right, they probably did that. Some pretty good climbing going on here. Can't get up to speed. Yeah, it should change now. We crested it. Hill. 5 viewers. I don't think I've ever had 5 viewers at once before. Oh, well, I'm actually one of them, so that's 3 out of the 5 right there. That's a little less impressive, I guess. Alright, we'll be hitting the US 20 interchange soon here. Okay, catch you later. I have to say I'm very impressed by the scenery in this game overall. They've done a very, very good job with that. I'm going to keep in mind this is a wide load when I go around these bends, because that really long, really wide trailer will drag a little bit into the other lane. I don't want to hit anything. Alright, we're coming into Newport. We're already at 3/4 of the way through this trip. It was a short one. I knew that from the beginning. I'm going to stay in the left lane just to give myself a little breathing room on the right there. The Akina Bay. As I recall it, the road gets a little twisty down here, so I'm going to let up a little. There's no way I'm doing 65 through here. Even at 40 it feels fast. At least through those bends it feels tight at those speeds. Here's a pretty sunset for you. Out over the Pacific. Computer yawning to tell me that I'm getting close to my daily limit. See, this trailer's dragging into the other lane, even on this. I'm practically in the breakdown lane on this side. Ah yes, rain. The Pacific Northwest, we gotta expect it, right? One of the few tunnels in this game. The European one has a lot of tunnels. Hi Mark. I don't know if I know who Mark is, but hello. We're going to finish this delivery before we do that rest. We have an hour and 11 minutes before we need the rest, and 50 minutes left on this drive, so... No, but I did go by a rest area a few minutes ago. I could have taken the rest there, but I didn't. joint. Now it's starting to yell at me for not resting. At least none of these are drawbridges that I have to deal with. There are a few of those along the way. Oh, I know who Mark is now. I'm pretty sure I do anyway. Halfway tempted to do the rest. Oh, how nice of you to pull out in front of me. 50 tons of steel and you just decide you can pull out. That's what we're hauling, by the way. Big crane. There you go. There's a better view of it. Dang it. I clipped the fence. What am I caught on? Alright, let's try this again. Let's swing it a little wider. There we go. Oh yeah, we're in. We're good now. I think. Close, close, close. Yep, we cleared. One crane delivered. Well, looks like I've got a level up here. That was stressful. Now, where are we? Coos Bay. Is there a service place in Coos Bay? There is. So we're going to drive back to that service place and do some service on the truck, and then rest, and then we'll look for another job. It's the game yawning. It does that to tell me that I need to sleep. You see the little bed is red? That means I desperately need to sleep. It wants me to find a rest stop within 1 minute. I'm 15 minutes from the nearest one now, so we'll be fine though. I've gone over before. It's not bad. The vision will start to fade as I'm driving. You'll see the you'll see the game's vision start to fade away as we drive. It'll get darker and darker, like I'm having long blinks. But now that I'm not pulling anything, it's a lot easier to deal with this. And it almost seems like the game's tired factor is worse when you're towing versus when you're not, which makes sense, I guess. If you push it too far, you lose your vision completely and crash. But I think I'm safe on this one. I've never pushed it quite that far. Yep, I'm working on it. I don't know what tacho rules are or taco rules, but there are, if you're talking about the daily driving limits, yes, there are rules that you have to follow. In the US, I think it's 14 hours a day, and then the European one, it's, I'm going to say 11-ish. But what they do instead of, I mean, it's not like you get fined. Instead, they just penalize you by having bad things happen. Well, I haven't been fined. Let's put it that way. Maybe there are fines if you do it too much. And now I'm going to be really sloppy with my lane management because I just want to get there. Looks like the rain has stopped now that I'm going to be done driving. So we'll pull over to the side here and it'll give us the option to rest. Pull into here, parking brake, engine off, rest. Yeah, I think they use the digipasses here too. If you look on the On the truck, there's actually a blue thing in the middle of the dash there, sticking up into the windshield. That's used for toll booths. Not toll booths, for, well, probably in real life it's probably used for toll booths, but the game doesn't represent any. Well, actually there are. There's ones in California, a couple of the bridges. But it's used to for weigh stations, to tell you whether you can go by a weigh station or whether you have to stop and get reweighed. And here, weigh stations are also where they inspect your logs, so that's where they would enforce that, I would assume. All right, $643 in maintenance, and let's see what we got for jobs. I generally like to take jobs from the city I'm in, so that's a tough one. Wow. Coos Bay OR with another crane. Or I can take a short trip to Medford. Oh, that's an awful road to pull an articulated trailer on. We're not doing that. That's back to Portland where we just came from. This is local. What the heck, that'll be an easy one. And that's a triple. That's 3 trailers. Let's take that. Quick and easy trip. Now here's the catch. Sometimes you get there and the job's been scooped. You can't take it. So we'll see if we get there quick enough to get the job. This is going to be a really short trip. This is a local delivery. The triple trailers add a little bit of a challenge, but other than that it should be pretty easy. They vary state by state. So California freeways are limited to 55 miles an hour, but in Oregon they seem to be sorry, 60 or 65 on the highways. In Texas it's up to 85 on the highways for cars. Trucks I think are 75. In the game, Nevada is 80 on at least a couple of the highways. So yeah, it varies from state to state, which makes it fun and interesting, I guess. And then in towns it can vary because the municipalities can have some control over it, in addition to the state. They're definitely higher than they... Oh, see, that delivery got picked up, so now I can't take it. Alright, so now I'm going to go back to the market and see what I can pick up. Oh, I have to take this one. That's a lot of money, 161,000. Yeah, there's no way I cannot take that trip. Alright, we'll turn around and go grab that one at the place across the street. I did notice in Euro Truck that France and the UK seem to have the highest speed limits. UK definitely being the highest overall. Oh, I'm going to go this way instead. UK definitely being the highest overall. Most of Europe seems to be 80k for trucks. UK is 97k, which I'm guessing comes out to like 80 miles an hour maybe. And France is 90k. 97k, maybe it's 70 miles an hour. $80k is slow. That's 50 miles an hour, which for a highway is ridiculously slow. At least on our highways over here, that would be... Although again, California is not much more. Alright, so I'm going to take this job and hook up for it, but we're not going to run that tonight. That's a long trip and I don't really feel up for it tonight. We will pick that up on a future session. And I'm going to look and see if there's a Euro Truck session. Oh, I'm in the middle of one. I'm on my way from Oslo to Czechoslovakia somewhere. Czech Republic. Showed my age with that. And it's and I'm currently in Berlin. So I'll do Berlin to Czech. Oh, that's going to be a tough hookup. Yeah, NL, Netherlands, I think for the trucks, though, it was still limited to 80, at least in the game. Belgium is 90. France is 90. Most of the rest of mainland Europe is 80, at least as far as I can tell. Continental Europe. These big trailers, you got to hook up on them really straight, so... Alright, so we're going to stop this this stream here. I'll start up another one in Euro in a few minutes. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in a few.